Alpharetta and Cumming, those are two of the most popular towns here in North Georgia. They've both got great shopping, great schools, and they both have expensive houses. So how do they stack up to one another? This is a tough one. Hi, I'm Sarah Maslowski with KeyPoint Homes Group, a real estate team here in the Northeast Metro Atlanta area, helping people just like you that are watching this video from all across the country relocate here to Georgia. So these two towns are both going through massive growth because so many people want to live here for many of the similar reasons that you are watching this video. And these towns are very similar to one another, but how do they compare? Let's start with location and price. They go hand in hand when it comes to real estate. So Alpharetta is located in northern Fulton County and is 26 miles north of downtown Atlanta. This makes it the perfect town for people who want to live in the suburbs while needing to commute to the city for work. With a population of over 70,000, it is definitely densely populated. Like I mentioned, people who want to work in Atlanta choose to live here because it's so close to the city and because it used to be more affordable than living inside the perimeter. Because so many people had that same idea, it's much less affordable than what it once was. So if we look back in February of 2017, the average sales price in Alpharetta was $354,000. Fast forward to today, and the average sales price of a home in Alpharetta is now $622,000. It's nearly $300,000 more in just 5 years. Much of this, again, goes back to Alpharetta's amazing location. Now let's take a look at Cumming. Cumming is located in Forsyth County, which sits on the southwest end of Lake Lanier. It is part of the Atlanta metropolitan area, and again, it's widely populated by people who work in the city but choose to live in the suburbs and commute into work. It's only about 40 miles from the heart of Atlanta. You can jump on 400 and take that straight down, but it's obviously a bit farther than Alpharetta is. Real estate is absolutely booming and Cumming right now. Because Alpharetta is pricing out a lot of people are just opting to settle just north in Cumming. In February of 2017, the average sales price of a home in Cumming was $324,000. In February of this year, it was $562,000. So that's a difference of $238,000 over the course of those 5 years. That is just pure craziness. Cumming might not be as close to Atlanta as Alpharetta is, but you can live on Lake Lanier and Cumming. There are some gorgeous homes on the lake, and you've got really great neighborhoods that are going to put you right near the water as well. To me, this is definitely a pro that Cumming has over Alpharetta, but obviously which town is best for you depends whether or not you would rather be closer to the lake or the city. One big similarity between Cumming and Alpharetta is the competition. So I previously made a video about the reasons why you should consider moving to Alpharetta, and I gave an example then of a listing that was on the market, was extremely outdated, and needed a ton of TLC. Despite this condition, it was listed for $475,000, and that seller received 36 offers, many of which were over $100,000 over asking price. Now, if that particular home, let's just say we're located in Gainesville or Lawrenceville, for example, I don't think there's any way that home would have received that many offers with that same sales price. That just goes to show you, location really drives the price in real estate. There is such a high demand to be in that area that people are willing to do crazy things to make it happen. Our team is working with a client who wanted to be in either Cumming or Alpharetta because he was transferred here by his employer. And, they were looking in a pretty high price point, around, $850,000, both in Cumming and Alpharetta. And it took us many, many tries in both cities to finally get a house under contract. In almost all those scenarios, it involved us going $100,000 over asking price. Now, of course, we were doing everything we could to make that a very, very powerful offer for our client to get them under contract. We were pulling out all the stops over asking price, no due diligence period, no financial or appraisal contingencies. These are all things that in many areas will seal the deal. However, in both Cumming and Alpharetta, he was beat out on offers that had insane amounts of option money. Option money is not something we really talk about or discuss a whole lot when we're talking about making a great offer, because honestly, it's crazy and not necessarily something we recommend. Basically, option money is money that is written into the contract that the seller gets to keep no matter what. Even if your financing falls through, if you uncover something crazy during the home inspection, you don't get that money back. This is different from earnest money, which is refunded to you if something goes wrong during the transaction, or if you discover something, during the inspection period and you want to back out, you get that earnest money back. Option money? No, it goes directly to the seller and they get to keep it. There was a house that this client really wanted in Cumming, and we wrote an amazing offer, but someone offered $50,000 in option money. Now, clearly, whoever put in that offer with that amount of option money was desperate to be in that house and was willing to lose out on $50,000 of cold hard cash for it. This is the kind of competition we're seeing in both of these towns. Another reason that so many people are picking Alpharetta and Cumming is because they both have really great school systems. Now, obviously, this is something that's personal to each family, and I always suggest that you do your own research when it comes to schools and what would be best for your kids. But as you can see, both Cumming and Alpharetta have very highly rated schools according to greatschools.org. We've talked about these ratings before, how they're compromised based on test scores and things like that, and a school can have like a really high rating and not necessarily be the best fit for your kid. Or they might have a lower ranking and your child would thrive there. So these rankings are not the end-all be-all, but if they are important to you, both Cumming and Alpharetta have a lot of 8 or 9 ranked schools or above. So always do your own research and make the decision based on what's best for your family's needs. Another similarity that you're going to find is that both Cumming and Alpharetta have great shopping and restaurants. We've talked about before about Avalon in Alpharetta, which is an upscale outdoor shopping area. You got boutique apartments, kind of like work, play, live area. So Alpharetta definitely has that. That's another thing that's very popular in Alpharetta. Very high-end apartment and townhomes. We're talking about $750,000 to $1 million plus style townhomes with luxurious amenities and that kind of thing. But you're not necessarily going to find that in Cumming. Over in Cumming, you're definitely going to find $1 million homes, but those are going to be on the lake or in really, really great neighborhoods. Both of these towns have big, popular neighborhoods that homeowners seek out specifically. In Alpharetta, you're going to find huge neighborhoods with many different subsections. There's one called Windward. They have 44 sections to be exact. Buyers love to be in that neighborhood because it's got a neighborhood lake. You've got lots of tennis courts, pools, golf clubs, etc. In Cumming, we have popular polo fields, which again, you've got golf and tennis, pools, everything that you can imagine. But let's go back to that shopping. So Alpharetta definitely has more luxurious stores, like I mentioned at the Avalon. They also have a really great another outdoor shopping center called Halcyon with great restaurants and foods. But of course, Alpharetta and Cumming, they're both going to have things like Target and that kind of thing as well. And Cumming has a similar outdoor shopping center called The Collection at Forsyth, which has a bunch of different stores and restaurants as well. There's also Target and everything like that, and they've got all the same big box stores that you can imagine. So once again, you're going to see these two towns are very similar in so many ways. Both towns have really great parks, great shopping, great schools, great locations. So who comes out on top? The biggest two differences are location and price, but price is not that far off from one another, whereas before there used to be a drastic difference. So which of these two towns would you prefer to live in? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below.